Welcome to Bible Sharp, 20 questions, 20 seconds each. Today's topic, Paul's letters and journeys. How sharp is your scripture knowledge? Let's find out. Question 1. Which missionary journey included Paul's vision of the man from Macedonia? A, first, B, second, C, third, D, fourth. The correct answer is B, second. The Macedonian vision occurred during Paul's second missionary journey, leading him to minister in Europe for the first time. Acts 16:9-10. Question 2. In which city did Paul first establish a church in Europe during his second missionary journey? A, Antioch, B, Ephesus, C, Philippi, D, Corinth. The correct answer is C, Philippi. Philippi was the first city in Europe where Paul established a church, following the Macedonian vision. His first convert was Lydia, a dealer in purple cloth. Acts 16:11-15. Question 3. Which letter contains the armor of God passage? A, Romans, B, Ephesians, C, Colossians, D, Timothy. The correct answer is B, Ephesians. The armor of God is described in Ephesians 6:10-18, where Paul lists the spiritual armor believers should wear. Question 4. Which young man fell from a third-story window while falling asleep during Paul's lengthy sermon in Troas? A, Eutychus, B, Timothy, C, Titus, D, Eutychus. The correct answer is A, Eutychus. Eutychus fell from the third story during Paul's long sermon in Troas and was raised back to life by Paul. Acts 20:9-10. Question 5. How long did Paul minister in Ephesus during his third missionary journey? A, 6 months, B, 1 year, C, 2 years, D, 3 years. The correct answer is D, 3 years. Paul spent approximately 3 years in Ephesus, the longest stay of any city in his travels. Acts 20:31 records him saying, "For 3 years I did not cease night or day to admonish everyone with tears." Question 6. Which Roman official in Corinth refused to hear the Jews' accusations against Paul? A, Felix, B, Festus, C, Gallio, D, Agrippa. The correct answer is C, Gallio. Gallio, the proconsul of Achaia, dismissed the Jews' case against Paul, saying it was a matter of their own law. Acts 18:12-17. Question 7. Which city's silversmith named Demetrius stirred up opposition against Paul? A, Athens, B, Corinth, C, Ephesus, D, Thessalonica. The correct answer is C, Ephesus. Demetrius the silversmith in Ephesus organized opposition against Paul because his preaching threatened their idol-making business. Acts 19:24-41. Question 8. What was the occupation of Aquila and Priscilla, Paul's co-workers? A, tent makers, B, fishermen, C, scribes, D, merchants. The correct answer is A, tent makers. Aquila and Priscilla were tent makers, the same trade as Paul, which is why he stayed with them in Corinth. Acts 18:2-3. Question 9. According to Galatians 2, which apostle did Paul publicly confront at Antioch for withdrawing from Gentile fellowship? A, Barnabas, B, John, C, Peter, D, James. The correct answer is C, Peter. Paul publicly opposed Peter at Antioch when Peter withdrew from eating with Gentiles out of fear of those from the circumcision party. Galatians 2:11-14. Question 10. What was Paul's Hebrew name before he became known by his Roman name? A. Simon. B. Saul. C. Samuel. D. Silas. The correct answer is B. Saul. Before becoming known as Paul, his Roman name, Paulus, the apostle was called Saul of Tarsus. Acts 13:9 records, "But Saul, who was also called Paul," Saul was his Hebrew name given at birth. Question 11. What was the name of the runaway slave Paul wrote about to Philemon? A. Onesimus. B. Epaphras. C. Archippus. D. Apphia. The correct answer is A. Onesimus. Onesimus was the runaway slave whom Paul converted and sent back to his master Philemon with a letter of intercession. Philemon 1:10-11. Question 12. Which letter did Paul write from prison in Rome around 60-62 AD? A. Galatians. B. 1 Thessalonians. C. Colossians. D. 1 Corinthians. The correct answer is C. Colossians. Colossians is one of Paul's prison epistles, written during his Roman imprisonment. Colossians 4:18 mentions his chains. Question 13. Which letter mentions Paul writing with his own hand in large letters? A. Romans. B. Galatians. C. Ephesians. D. Colossians. The correct answer is B. Galatians. Paul mentions writing with his own hand in large letters at the end of Galatians. Galatians 6:11. Question 14. Which letter contains Paul's famous description of love? A. Romans. B. Ephesians. C. 1 Corinthians. D. Philippians. The correct answer is C. 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 13 contains Paul's famous discourse on love, often called the love chapter. Question 15. On which island was Paul shipwrecked on his way to Rome? A. Cyprus. B. Crete. C. Malta. D. Rhodes. The correct answer is C. Malta. Paul was shipwrecked on the island of Malta during his journey to Rome as a prisoner. Acts 28:1. Question 16. How many times was Paul shipwrecked according to his own testimony in 2 Corinthians? A. Once. B. Twice. C. 3 times. D. 4 times. The correct answer is C. 3 times. Paul mentions being shipwrecked 3 times in 2 Corinthians 11:25, written before his famous Malta shipwreck, recorded in Acts 28. Question 17. In which city did Paul preach at the Areopagus about the unknown God? A. Corinth. B. Athens. C. Ephesus. D. Thessalonica. The correct answer is B. Athens. Paul preached at the Areopagus in Athens, addressing their altar to the unknown God. Acts 17:22-31. Question 18. Which goddess did the Ephesians worship, causing uproar when Paul preached? A. Athena. B. Diana. C. Aphrodite. D. Demeter. The correct answer is B. Diana. The Ephesians worshiped Diana, Artemis, and Paul's preaching threatened the lucrative trade in silver shrines dedicated to her. Acts 19:28. Question 19. What was the name of the sorcerer Paul encountered on Cyprus? A. Bar Jesus. B. Simon Magus. C. Sceva. D. Apollos. The correct answer is A. Bar Jesus. Bar Jesus, also called Elymas, was the sorcerer Paul encountered on Cyprus, who opposed the gospel before Sergius Paulus. Acts 13:6-8. Question 20. Which young man accompanied Paul and was circumcised to appease the Jews? A. Titus. B. Timothy. C. Mark. D. Silas. The correct answer is B. Timothy. Timothy was circumcised by Paul because his father was Greek, to avoid offense to Jews in their ministry area. Acts 16:1-3. How did you do? Drop your score below. If you got 20 out of 20, you are Bible sharp. Subscribe. Stay sharp. Stay in the Word.